So, I just finished over in southwest Philly. So I'm gonna actually drive a little bit more and then end the video with me kind of driving a little bit around Cobbs Creek area, because I'm actually gonna leave the area right now. So I'm gonna drive a little bit more of Cobbs Creek area, or at least around where other homes are kind of being, just to show parts of what is really selling in this area. So like I said, up ahead is 63rd. I'm gonna turn on 62nd now. But anyway, this area has a lot of opportunity. When I was talking to the contractor, we were talking about how this area has been, you know, sales in this area have actually been going up in this area. But yeah, so yeah, there's like several homes around here. Like here, like take for instance this street. These houses on the right that I'm driving upon, these can be duplexes, like single, two family. A lot of these homes are also two family homes. How I can tell is because of the way how it's structured, where it looks like there's like two decks, like the second floor has a deck. This home is obviously a new construction, where they have, that looks like that's a triplex with the 3 meters. But these homes over here are really, really big. You get a lot of area. The houses in this area also have porches, whether enclosed or open. So here we are, we're on Spruce Street, which is also a major street in West Philly, or just in Philadelphia in general. But yeah, like here's Pine. You have the SEPTA, you have 61st and Pine SEPTA station. You see more of these type of houses with the duplexes, like multi-family home structures in this area. Osage Avenue. I believe it's either this part of Osage or another part. I believe it's a little bit further down, where the houses are different. And what I mean by different, it's mainly from different, meaning that, yeah, it's a little bit further down, because that's when, if you know, you look up the history, there is like MOVE, when the MOVE bombings were, that was on that street, but it's further down. But yeah, the rents in this area are extremely well. I did get a house rented at, like, it was really $1,300 because the person had a pet and it was a unit. But this is right now I'm driving down Cedar Avenue. What's traditionally in a lot of Philadelphia blocks are that you have a corner store or a mixed use property on that corner. So you'll see, you know, as you can tell, or if you see, there's like, you know, like over here we have a Chinese restaurant on the corner, and then the corner properties, they are so much bigger that you can put into. They're bigger that they can either have, they'll have a garage, like a 2-car garage, attached garage, or like a duplex or a multi-family on the corner, because they're so much bigger. Down the street, they're also a mix of duplexes and single family home, but mostly single family homes. These homes over here, they're a little bit average size, pretty standard for Philadelphia, for West Philly in this area. Sometimes you'll get something that's not in a row. Like one of the houses that I just passed actually was a single, but sometimes you get a cluster of twins and mostly rows, or if you get something really odd that it's a single, it was always built to be a single. So that was kind of interesting to see. But yes, there's like plenty of opportunity in this area. There's homes for sale. These homes, this group of homes are 3-story homes. Pretty big. Alright, here we are. We're in Cobbs Creek today. This is South Philly. Oh, no, not South Philly. This is West Philly. This is one of the areas I was saying was a really great place to invest in. This is 61st and Pine. Right there is a SEPTA station. Well, I guess a small station. There's a lot of businesses around here, especially the Sunray. The Sunray has actually been hit like quite a lot, obviously, because it's a pharmacy. So this pocket of 52nd Street is very great for commercials. There's a lot of vacant properties in vacant commercial spaces in around this area. It's just that they're like the people that own them, I find that they either want way too much for them, or they want way too much, or they just need a lot of work. And yes, a lot of the abandoned properties in this area do need a lot of work. These houses are old. They're over 100 years old or pushing it. But they have really good foundations and very strong houses. Driving down Main Street, Walnut Street, you have some little roads off of Walnut and Chestnut. They're either one-way roads, or if you go along 54th Street, like the major numbers like 54, 52nd, 60th, you have the two-way roads, whereas the little smaller ones are not, or one-way. So this strip right here, these strip of homes are duplexes. They're 2-family homes, and you see a lot of these throughout this area. We're going towards Cobbs Creek. You see a lot of these homes, so these will be really good for investing. I haven't really seen a lot of these come up for sale, but they do. But you're really close to everything. The reason why Cobbs Creek it has been desirable is because you have multiple options of exits. You can get to Upper Darby from here. You can get to Lower Marion from here off the city line. You can get to you can get to West Philly from here. You can get to Center City. You have the trains. You have the L and the buses as well. You can get out of Philly very quickly in Cobbs Creek. You can get to Delaware County pretty quickly. So that's why West Philly has been seeing a huge boom over the years. And as well as you get a lot of local shops around here. You have, that's a Fresh Grocer. You have a Fresh Grocer on 54th Street. You also have, the schools are closed. You have Family Dollar. You have you have pharmacies around here as well. Different pharmacies, whether or not they're private or they're incorporated pharmacies. So, and the rents in this area are pretty good. You have the barrier to purchase. The homes are getting up there. If you could find a really good deal, you can find a good deal for, well, I shouldn't even say really a good deal, but you can find homes in this area for, if you can get something within like 150 to even, that needs work, or less than that, you're gonna make it up in rent, or even 200,000. But of course, condition also plays a part. So here we are. We're coming up to my new listing, right here on Walnut Street. If I drive further past 62nd, and I would get to 63rd, that's Cobbs Creek Parkway, and that's a major road that kind of borders off and cuts off between. It's separate. 63rd Street is what separates Upper Darby to West Philly, to Cobbs Creek. So here we are, we're in West Philly. I'm gonna just show you this house real quick, and we'll be going to the next area. There's like a really great Caribbean place, like there's several. But yeah, you got pharmacies, you got hair salons, African hair braiding places. This is new. They looks like this was been rehab, like apartments for rent over here. It looks like it's probably like all the second floors are the units, and the first floors are commercial, or the commercial spaces. You have some art galleries, like private art galleries here as well. But like around here, you can like if you can get a mixed-use property like this, right here is the heart of like 52nd Street. Like between Walnut and Market Street is really the heart. And then there's some there's also some businesses on like a little bit on the outskirts, but that they don't go too far. It's like almost like a half a block down. You see some more commercial businesses on each side. But like especially on Walnut and I should say really on Walnut and Chestnut, but they really and Market, but they really go like about a block and a half. Where you got the beauty supply store, you got different fashion and clothing stores, you got the McDonald's. This is a library right here before the McDonald's on the right side. Daycares. So, and not just the businesses that's in this area, that's just really what's on 52nd Street. So I'm gonna go down a well, I don't even know, because it looks like they blocked this route off. But yeah, this is Philly. This is Philly right now. So, and yeah, it's another, not to really say too much more about, well, we're just gonna focus on the properties, but yeah, you do get a guy like 52nd Street, just saying, like 52nd Street is just one of those, it's just a street where everybody gets their hustle in. And I'm just saying that as somebody that lives in the area. Like this is it's a really poppin' street. But yeah, now we're going up towards 63rd. So that was 52nd Street. We just passed 53rd. So I'm gonna still show y'all more homes in this area. Here we are. You know, we got some more duplexes in this area, like especially right here along this road. This is Walnut, and between 54th and 55th. 55th is right here. You'll see more on the left side, and on the right side we'll see more duplex style homes. 60th Street is not as busy as 52nd Street, but it's another shopping street as well. So basically, like between, like I would say between like Walnut and, I wouldn't even say Walnut, I would say give it more like Spruce, which is the next street over to the left of us, off of Walnut, is really where the commercial, it probably goes even further than that, but that's really the heart of it. If you're looking for something, like if you get a property in this section of Walnut Street, and it's not off of 52nd Street, you're not within walking distance. You have 60th Street as well, from between 63rd and 60th, and you know, probably like from like 57th and on up, you know, you can shop at 60th Street. So here's Cobbs Creek Parkway. Cobbs Creek Parkway, and this is the skating rink right here as I turn. Cobbs Creek Parkway is also known as 63rd Street. You have the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia pediatric and offices right there as well. That was on the left of me. Here's Spruce, but this street is really important because as you see this car that just turned off of here. This is Marshall Road. This is the light that I'm at between on the right side is Marshall Road. You're going towards Upper Darby. On the left side, going towards the left, that's Spruce Street. So this is Marshall Road, and it turns into Spruce. That on the right side, turning off, that is Delaware County. You're going, when you drive down that road, you are in Upper Darby and you're out of Philadelphia. So literally, if you're coming from Upper Darby, you have this, you're basically right here. Like once you get past this, you're in Philadelphia. Once you hit 63rd Street, you are in Philadelphia. And here, this is like also a really nice place of Cobbs Creek as well. These homes are very significant because these homes, they vary in size. These are kind of a little bit on the smaller side than the ones on 63rd Street. But I'm gonna say why this area is pretty important. This area is important because in our history books of Philadelphia, a very unfortunate bombing had happened in the 80s, and that is the move bombings. So right here, and I'm going to show you, this is Allstage Street. If I turn here off of, this is 62nd and Allstage Avenue, these homes are completely different. And the reason why these homes are different is because this is where that bombing happened. So driving down, this is where the move bombings had happened, and these are the style of homes that are clearly new. This area is pretty great for investing. You have some parks over here. This is a recreation path as well. But yeah, this is basically part of West Philly. Down below in the description, I'll provide some comps as of what we had drove through today in Cobbs Creek. Just provide what's like a collection, as a public collection, everything of what we drove through today, just so that you can see and know what is. This area is one of the places where people are hitting like investing. A lot of people are investing in Cobbs Creek area. They're starting, like I'm seeing homes that are completely being remodeled as well. Like it's really great for rehabs. There's some new construction, not a lot. This is a really great area for flipping, flipping and also buying and holding. Really great place. You see there is some houses that are definitely in need of tender loving care. Unfortunately the auctions they're behind. Like, so if you're looking for to get something at a really good deal and get something from sheriff's sale or the tax sales, that stuff has kind of been placed on hold because of the eviction moratoriums. But of course, once the moratoriums are up, and things when they start kind of processing this a little bit more, things will start coming up. But see, look at this house. That house clearly needs some work. But yeah, so that's just basically a little drive through Cobbs Creek here. I'm gonna go a different way. I was gonna make a right, but I was gonna make a left, but I'm gonna make a right. I'm just gonna drive down a one-way street, like, because I can drive down the big streets all day long, but let's look at the little streets. Let's look at the tiny, you have the stone exteriors out here just to see the architecture of the houses. Most of these homes are open porches. Some of them are enclosed, but they look like they've been flipped up. But yeah, you get some of these are, this looks like this is mostly, you get some tenant occupied and you get some owner occupied homes. This is just the streets of Philly right here. And I mean, I can drive down the big streets all day long, but let's look at the little streets. These little streets are just as important because you're gonna find some really nice deals on like the little streets, not just the big ones. These are single family homes right here, and this is Walton. So on this block alone, this will be fun. On this block alone, the highest sold on this particular block is $200,000, and that's 5842 Walton Avenue. That's on the right side. And then there's some homes that sold on Pepperton that sold at $100,000, and they seem like they were average condition homes that the average condition home that just needs cosmetic work. That's $100,000 for something that needs cosmetic work. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna head home. It's freaking cold. And I will see you on the next one.